What's up, guys? Boy Benny. There are times when the rubber hits the road in politics and when all of the rhetoric actually becomes real life. Like, for instance, I've evacuated my family out of Tampa because there's a chance that my house won't be there when I return. There's a chance that the studio we broadcast from won't be left standing. And that becomes real fast when you're evacuating. This is the kind of time when you need to look to your leaders in the federal government and in state government and know that at the very least there are some decent people who have basic competency and seriousness to protect you and to make sure that you can rebuild. The last thing you want to see is this.
Under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it. Can I get it on the... Wow!
Wah! This is why I say, with all seriousness, that Democrats just hate America. They want to put that person in charge right now. Now, this woman is apparently in charge in spite of the fact that Joe Biden is apparently the sitting resident of the White House. Joe Biden doesn't know where the hell he is. He does happen to be at the Fisher-Price desk right now doing a hurricane briefing with Kamala Harris. This briefing actually just wrapped moments ago. Joe Biden has been demoted once again, evicted back to the Fisher-Price White House, presumably for punishment for his recent antics. Kamala Harris picking a fight with Ron DeSantis, the governor of my state, while Ron DeSantis is trying to prepare for a hurricane that could cost many, many thousands of lives. And so it's really stupid, but not as stupid as whispering to your staffers that you're on a live hurricane briefing while live on the briefing.
We really got to watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while for that water to...
It's a live broadcast. Hear that?
It takes quite a while for those areas and those communities. So watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while for that water to...
Watch how she covers her mouth.
Those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, laugh. You know, it's only my house, right? That could be destroyed. I mean, obviously, all the things that can't be replaced, like my children, family, we're safe. I'm glad that we evacuated, thanks to the people who warned us that this was quite a serious storm. But it's pretty embarrassing when Kamala Harris is there, incapable of doing the basics of like running a Zoom call. You know, she can't do that. Yeah. So what exactly is Kamala Harris doing? Well, other than having what seems to be like a panic attack live on this Zoom call about how in charge she is during the hurricane.
People of Florida, and in particular, the people of the Tampa region, we urge you to take this storm seriously.
Okay, shut up. All right, shut up. I don't know which new accent that is. I don't know what the I don't know what this is.
The people of the Tampa region, we urge you to...
She can't even speak English correctly. Kamala Harris just last night decided that it's so serious. This hurricane is so serious for her and her team that she's going to chug beers on national TV. This was Kamala Harris last night on the Colbert Show. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a time and place to go on SNL. I think that Donald Trump's appearance on SNL is one of the most legendary things that ever happened in American politics. Or to go on late night TV. Remember when Jimmy Fallon tussled Trump's hair on late night TV? That was hilarious. I think that's good. And I compliment all of that. I wish we had more of it. Of course, there's a place to do this. When Americans are being pulled out of the mud and they're dead, this is not the time to do this. You're in charge, right? Clearly, Joe Biden is non-compos matus, so you're in charge. So Kamala Harris going on late night TV and unveiling new accents and doing cringe, performative, beer drinking stunts that makes it seem like, well, like you hate all of us and that you are here just to laugh in the face of the American people who are suffering right now. So let's begin with Kamala Harris's new accent. People aren't sure if this is it's like a Scottish accent mixed with a Jamaican accent. Whatever it is, it's really, really bad.
Oh, empathy, man.
Yes.
You know, for the suffering of other people, have you no sense of purpose?
What was that exactly? What?
Have you no empathy, man?
Yes.
You know, for the suffering of other people.
What is that accent? This is what the internet's.
Oh, empathy, man.
There you go. It's a
You
Bob
know,
Marley.
for the suffering of other people, have you no sense of purpose?
Okay, so Kamala Harris breaks into new accent for no particular reason, the phoniest candidate of all time. Smart Democrats know this is exactly who they were getting as a candidate. They're freaking out now that reality is impossible to conceal, says Tim Murtaugh of the Trump team. Yeah, this isn't the most cringy thing that Kamala Harris did, actually. Kamala Harris drinks a beer like she's never had a beer before. Oh, yeah. This is Stephen Colbert's best. This is his crowning achievement. This is the best that they could do. This show cost hundreds of millions of dollars every single year to produce. This is the best they can. Stephen Colbert is a big Democrat donor, a complete shill, an absolute broke brain, TDS suffering lunatic. And this is the best that they could come up with to make Kamala Harris look human.
But elections, I think, are won on vibes because one of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. This was, now we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked Miller High Life. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, so cheers. There you
cheers.
go. There you go. Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
The
Wisconsin.
champagne of beers.
There you go.
They tweeted it. They actually tweeted it. The champagne of beers. Okay. Does Kamala Harris look like she ever drank a beer before? Like, did Kamala Harris actually, like, do you see that sip? Yeah, it should have Nancy Pelosi in there, who would have chugged the beer, crushed on her forehead, whipped out 2 bottles of Smirnoff vodka and a twirly straw, and shoved the twirly straw down at the very bottom of the vodka bottle. You should have had a pro. You should have had a pro. Totally fake sipped the beer. Everyone is saying that Kamala Harris doesn't have the ability to actually drink a beer. And this is the result of this cringe opportunism to beg voters to please, dear God, please think that I'm a real person. Thinking Kamala Harris Unleashed thing is a bad idea for her campaign. This Kamala Harris Unleashed, yeah, that's exactly right. So Kamala Harris is tanking in the polls. Every single poll shows this. Look at this. Michigan, Kamala Harris is underwater. Wisconsin, Kamala Harris is underwater. Those 2 states alone is why she's drinking beer. Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris is underwater. Within the margin of error. This is Quinnipiac. This is a left-wing pollster. This is why she's doing that. This is why she's doing the beer thing. It didn't help out the last left-wing, extremely fake DEI candidate woman that the left put up, which would be somebody named Elizabeth Warren, who can forget.
I'm going to get me a beer.
I'm going to get me a beer.
Robert, my husband Bruce is now in here. You want a beer?
For all you do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So cringe. Look at this. Chuck Schumer putting the cheese on the uncooked part of the burger. Mike Pence not pumping gas. Obviously doesn't know how gas pumps work. Tim Walz doesn't know how to change an air filter. He's got a brand new clean filter there. He just pulled a clean filter out of the car. Why would you do that? Kamala Harris. Look at how she looks at the beer. Look at how she holds the beer. Here, I got a cup right here. Not a beer cup. It's like cup I was drinking iced coffee out. Right? Right. Okay. Right? Yeah, you see it, chat. So Kamala Harris getting asked the tough, really tough questions by Stephen Colbert. Like, for instance, America sucks right now, and everyone wants a change in leadership. And you are that change, even though you're the reason why America sucks.
Polling shows that a lot of people, especially independent voters, really want this to be a change election, and that they tend to break for you in terms of thinking about change. You are a member of the president's administration. Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I noticed.
And so that would be one change in terms of, I think it's important to say
Everyone
with
claps.
28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump. And so when we think about the significance of what this next generation of leadership looks like, were I to be elected president, it is about, frankly, I love the American people, and I believe in our country. I love that it is our character and nature to be an ambitious people. You know, we have aspirations, we have dreams, we have incredible work ethic, and I just believe that we can create and build upon the success we've achieved in a way that we continue to grow opportunity, and in that way grow the strength of our nation. So for example, my economic policies, I think of it, and I've named it as creating an opportunity economy. So it's about things like investing in small businesses. I love our small businesses.
I love our small businesses. This is somebody who's never worked a day in her life. Never worked a day in her life. Not a single dollar has Kamala Harris made in the private sector. I love our small businesses. Shut up, fraud. Kamala Harris chugs beer with Stephen Colbert as she lectured hurricane victims over what they're doing wrong. Ooh, that is not a great headline. Something that makes the blood boil, particularly for me. Kamala Harris lectured hurricane victims for believing what she called misinformation, chugging a beer on CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, progressive darling Colbert, who briefly ended a vacation week to do an all-interview episode with Harris amid a week of reruns. Oh, he stopped his vacation. Oh, wow. It's just such suffering, such sacrifice in the Colbert household. First of all, to these folks in North Carolina and Georgia, please know that the people on the ground with FEMA are there to help you. You are entitled to it. There's a lot of information, and I beseech you, I beg you to listen to it. Oh. Later in the chat, Harris appeared to get a buzz after Colbert pitched the idea of having a beer, the vice presidency, stating that it was a vibes election. Isn't that what you want right now? You're suffering in the country. Isn't this what you want? Isn't this what you want to see your leaders doing? Hoo-hoo. Okay, not going to search for the photoshops of this one. I'm just saying, you know, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, especially like given the current moment. It's like when the rubber hits the road, right? And you want an actual leader who's a competent person, who's capable of functional thought, like critical thinking, and who doesn't actually laugh at your suffering and cause more of it. Yeah. Less of that. We've had too much of that in the country. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Vote Trump. See ya.